Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. This week's edition is Lukka Surprise featuring Blood Moon. We have some lands, we have some ramp, we have some redraws in our haste, so we're just looking now for more lands in a Lukka. We have ways to dig through our deck. This turn 2 Fable could be good, assuming we don't lose our Hierarch. If we do, we can always turn 2 Bitter Reunion. Up against Amulet Titan, it looks like. And it looks like they have a busted turn because they played this on turn 1. So a single bounce land. They'll need to spend mana to turn this into a Amulet of Vigor, but that means they were looking probably at a turn 3 win. And we are far away from our combo. I just don't think we'll be fast enough for Amulet Titan, although drawing a Blood Moon at any point would be really sweet. That's why we're playing main deck Blood Moon, not just to fight against the domain decks, but also to incidentally hose things like Tron and Amulet Titan. So Blood Moon off the top, please. One time deck. That's why we're playing you. We're playing you so that we can... Oh, there's our Lukka. So we can dash in a Ragavan. 1, 2, 3. The treasure give us would be up. So next turn we could play the Lukka if we dashed in the Ragavan. We could go ahead and run out the Fable, but I think next turn we're just dying, to be honest. So I think we're going to have to be as fast as we can. I'm sure our opponent's thinking, yay, we can take a Ragavan hit. So what this means is, I guess we could go ahead and cash in. We could cast the Bitter Reunion this turn. Maybe we should have done that looking for a Blood Moon, but we would have been able to cast it anyway. See what we get off the Ragavan. Nothing I'm sure that we can cast. So we could go ahead and run out this Bitter Reunion. 1, 2, 3. Then that would put us a turn. Alright, so right now we're looking at Lukka next turn. I hope we don't die, basically, which is going to be turn 3 with 2 amulets out. It probably means we're dead, honestly. Unless they kept a shady hand without a Primeval Titan. But they're going to have, let's see, they may go, they need an extra land drop. So they're going to need to take a turn to do that. So what we're hoping is to get this Lukka down and get an Emrakul down that can effectively block a Primeval Titan, regardless of what our opponent does. And then we swing in the next turn. Or we just hope to draw a Blood Moon, which would have been one reason to play the Bitter Reunion or the Fable last turn. We can still run out the Bitter Reunion and hope to dig for Blood Moon. Or we could just get lucky. And Amulet Titan isn't completely hosed by Blood Moon since they can play the Dryad of the Elysian Grove after we play the Blood Moon. Alright, so here comes a lot of mana. So then if they can return this to their hand and play the Dryad, they'll get another land drop and get another 4 mana. Looks like they might just be going for a Pact, I don't know. We're going to hold up. We're going to have to keep clicking OK because we may want to bolt something depending on what build this is. Most Amulet Titan decks don't play creatures that you die to bolt. Then again, there's their Boreal Grazer, so that's going to be an additional land drop to get them to Titan. And then we might just be dead to the swings. Man, Blood Moon, why? You betrayed us. This is why you're in the deck. And we could not find it by turn 3. Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, we were playing Blood Moon in this league for this article specifically to see if it can help us jank out some opponents and stall them out long enough for us to set up Lukka. This would have been the perfect game one, perfect opponent stack to go and get the stick a Blood Moon on turn 2, hose their entire strategy. If this had been a Blood Moon instead of a Lukka, I guess. Oh, Cultivator Colossus. Each equal to the number of lands you control. When Cultivator Colossus enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you do, draw a card and repeat this process. So we're going to try to bolt this in response and hopefully kill it. I don't know if this is going to work the way we want it to, though. I think they can just keep stacking their lands until it gets too out of control. But well, you got to try it. Oh, it died. Nice. But they still have a bounce land they can play and then get a bunch of mana. Now we can probably just... So this thing is still on the stack. I guess even though it's dead, this remains, and they can repeat the process as many times as they have lands. At least they don't get a gigantic Cultivator Colossus, but they probably will get a big old Titan. And that gives it haste. They're going to untap all their lands. We'll just F6 whenever, if we haven't already. So yeah, this would have been the perfect time to showcase the power of Blood Moon in the main deck. We just didn't have it. And now our opponent will be ready for it. Let's see how dead we are. So they'll play the Amulet Titan. Go get a land that gives it double strike. And go get a red source as well. Pump it, give it double strike. Oh, there's just the Dryad. Maybe they don't have a Titan. It's hard to believe they don't. Maybe they just went for the Cultivator Colossus. Or they're just flexing. They get to play all these lands as their last card. The Titan. I mean, it's incredible now having played Amulet Dinos the way I have. The way that Amulet Titan manages to always have either the Summoner's Pact or the Titan in hand is incredible to me. I mean, look at all, they have every single piece they need if they follow this up with a Titan. This is on turn 3. Talk about a Amulet plus the land to make a double Amulet. Oh man, and now I guess they didn't have it. So we are in luck, sort of. They're going to haste up something though, I imagine. Swing in for 4. They're down to 0 cards. Can we fade a draw after we get this Emrakul down? So, it's tempting when you see your opponent going off like that to scoop it up. They went for a Cultivator Colossus, I think, with that Summoner's Pact over Titan, which is an interesting choice. Ooh, Boseiju, we can get rid of a Vigor, but right now they need a land and a Titan to go off. And I don't see that happening. So we came here to cast a Lukka, and that's what we're going to do. Our turn 3 is not as long and as involved as your turn 3, but our turn 3 ends with an Emrakul. Do you draw the Titan? Now you have to spend your mana to pay for the Summoner's Pack, even if you do draw the Titan. So I think we are probably going to be in decent shape here. So even without the Blood Moon, just our opponent fizzled, or they went for the Cultivator Colossus instead of the Titan. Maybe that's the greedier play, or maybe this isn't a Titan deck. Maybe this is the Amulet Cultivator Colossus. Paying for the Pact. Now we can attack with the Emrakul, and then Boseiju the Amulet of Vigor, and hopefully they don't top deck on an Otawara Sorin City. That would be very sad. Expedition map, sure. Probably going to go get an Urza Saga. What do we do? And there's the blood moon. A blood moon. Just to hose them. Alright, well, we are attacking. Annihilate 6. See what our opponent gets rid of. We have the Boseiju and the blood moon now. So, picking some things. Yep. They want to keep their combo piece land, it looks like. You're going to get rid of the expedition map. Did we even show them the blood moon? I mean, we might as well. There's no harm in showing them a blood moon. They know we're going to bring it in anyway, so... Whoops, let's undo that. We gotta go to damage first. Too excited. And I imagine this will get our opponent to scoop. Can hold on to this blood moon probably. Or hold on to this Boseiju. Yep, they scoop it up. Alright, so blood moon did come through on turn 4. A turn too late, but we'd already gotten our Emrakul out and got to attack. So yeah, that's why we're playing the deck. So took a big hiatus there for spring break with my son. Went up to a cabin for a few days, relaxed, played a lot of video games, hung out. Came back, won our first game. Alright, but this is the kind of matchup where a main deck blood moon should hose them if we can find it. Alright, so Force of Vigors are going to be good against them, and probably that's about it. Take out the Fables, and run it back. So the reason why I think we have the Lukka Surprise deck has some decent game against Amulet Titan is because we saw we can be pretty fast. We had a turn 3 Emrakul. Our opponent, I think, misplayed by going for the Colossus, or maybe rather than the Titan. Excuse me. And but they're not really interacting with what we're doing, so we're able to set up our combo, and it's basically goldfishing, a race to who can get their combo assembled fastest. And with our blood moons in the main, you know, that's some good hate in the main deck against what they're doing as well. So I feel like we should be favored in the. We have 3 mountains and a blood moon, but no forest. I think we're gonna. Hopefully they don't stick a grazer. We're gonna try this turn. If we don't draw a forest, we're gonna turn 1 Ragavan and hope to get a treasure token off the attacks to get the turn 2 blood moon out. No grazer. Will we be fast enough with this blood moon? The grazer can come. Oh, another bolt. It's the worst. I mean, 2 bolts at least is better than 1 bolt because it can take out a Dryad. Alright, so we really want to either... Yeah, we really just want to get an attack in here before they go off. And the blood moon will hose the Saga. No grazer, please. Man, a grazer would be just... Well, I guess we have the bolt, but then we have to spend our mana bolting to get the hit in. They got something. Well, we're going to attack with this Dryad, or with this Ragavan, and hope they don't block with the Dryad, because they're not going to want to lose it, essentially. I mean, they're set up next turn, so they may just want to take a single hit here. Nope. Next turn they're going to get another Amulet of Vigor. Man, we had it too. Turn 2 Blood Moon. It still might not be too. It might not be too slow. Seeing what happened. Let's see what happened. Ooh, graph. I don't know. I guess creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Okay, well that does hose our strategy. We have to find an answer for that. But we do play Force of Vigor, the One Ring. That's a good one for them. They're probably gonna, I mean, they're gonna keep whatever Boseiju they have to answer our Blood Moon. We would love to draw a forest. Oath of Nissa. Man, no lands. The 3 mountains. Do they find, if they find the Boseiju, it's almost good, because then, I mean, it's not, we'd rather them just not have an answer for this Blood Moon at all. At least we get a forest out of it. And they have the Dryad of Elysian Grove that can come down and negate the Blood Moon. Yep, another amulet. So now we really need a Force of Vigor. We need a green source too, though. Oh, another Blood Moon. Man, we are just struggling. The hate is real. Well, Force of Vigor, if they play it, they can destroy both of our Blood Moons. The Dryad of Elysian Grove comes down and negates our Blood Moon. So we I think we want to hold on to this other Blood Moon for a little while. Just trust in the Blood Moon. And trust that our luck is back. Our bad luck is back. So I took Village out after the first league because it just wasn't as impressive as I had hoped. This is the kind of matchup where Pillage is really good because we can take out their basic, or we can take out some of these artifacts of theirs. We could just Lightning Bolt them, but I think I'm going to hold on to the Lightning Bolt for now. Green Source, maybe? Force of Vigor would also be good. We're going to need that before we can win with Emrakul. Alright, well, we got a green source, but it is a wooded foothills, so we're hosing ourselves with this Blood Moon now. The drawback of our hating us out of our hand right now because we couldn't find a green source in time. There's the Dryad. Now all of our lands you control are all basic. Alright. Now they're just at 6 mana. They're ready to cast their Primeval Titan. Another Dryad. I can just cast the Primeval Titan next turn without having to ramp, and we've done 0 things as far as pressure. They have their hate piece to stop our game plan that we don't have anyway. Alright, well, is there a world in which we can just Lightning Bolt our opponent out? I will put down another Blood Moon. It does turn them off of green mana. It should, I think, by the way they layers. So this came down first, these came down second and third, so they take precedent. They are layered on top of the Blood Moon. We play a Blood Moon after that, and it should turn these all back into mountains only, except for this forest. I mean, maybe our opponent will get, next turn they're down to 6, and we can just bolt them. Maybe they won't draw the One Ring to reset. There are a lot of maybes here. A lot of maybes. Yep, there's the other One Ring, so they're gonna reset their clock. But we're getting close. Double Bolt also answers Primeval Titan if they do manage to find their Forces of Vigor, which I'm sure they're digging for frantically, they are digging for. Up to 11. Well, they're at 13 cards. So they only have one more Dryad in their deck. There's a second Forest. But we can take hits from Primeval Titan. At least one hit. As long as these lands stay, they didn't attack. They should have attacked. As long as these lands stay mountains, we can take a hit. I don't know what opponent's up to. They're trying really hard to tap for a green or something, but I don't think they realize the layering here has turned all of their non-basics back to mountains. No, so now the question is, will this get rid of the layer? We'll go get our forest. It should get rid of the layer, I think, but maybe not. So Bitter Reunion is pretty good. We can discard. Right now, we're just all in on this lightning bolt plan. We're eagerly awaiting our opponent's life total to fall to 6. So I think what we want to do is Bitter Reunion. We will discard maybe this Delighted Halfling. We do another forest. I think we played a land already, didn't we? Yeah, from the Beseju, or no? Oh, we did not. All right. And so now we can run these things out. My opponent says, I've not been attacking, I'm an idiot. All right. So opponent is at 10. We have several turns before they're in lightning bolt range, and they're going to get a Titan down. So the question is, what do we? They're going to go for their another Beseju. That's good. Now let me see how that. I'm a little bit confused here by the Talair West and Transmute. I thought it let you search up something that calls 0. Do lands count? I don't think I've never seen that interaction before. So here comes the Titan. So now what do we do? Okay, so we're in trouble, right? So we can respond and lightning bolt the Titan before it we'll still get the 2 lands, and it can go for Valakut. And then we don't die to the attack triggers. But we are so hosed in every other way as far as winning this game, since they have this Graph Digger's Cage, which is shutting down our combo, which we have in place now. And then our bolts put them to 4, and that's just, so if we don't bolt the Titan, we're probably just dead to Valakut triggers and attack triggers. But if we do bolt the Titan, we're out of our game plan, I guess. Alright, so but that's our only, we just have to hope that our opponent doesn't have another Titan, which seems very unlikely, given that they have 7 cards and have drawn through most of their deck. Alright, so they're gonna go get the Violet Cut, and I think we're probably dead. I mean, they have 7 cards. Either have a Titan or a handful of lands that they can then just burn us out. Alright, well that was our opponent fighting through our hate, bringing in some of their own hate. We never found our combo piece though, so we were not in a position to win with it. So we need a Force of Vigor, and then we need an this Oath of Nissa to find Lukka. And then we need our opponent not to be able to... We're just dead, so we're so dead. We'll block there. Take 2, go to 5. And then I assume they have another land drop. I haven't been counting, but they have multiple extra land drops. If they don't have another land drop... Yep, there it goes. Alright, well... That was a good game. Let's see if we can piece together our combo and hate pieces faster than our opponent can hose us out of what they're doing. So we we already have the Force of Vigors. Lightning Bolts we saw gave us a little bit of reach. Are they better than Fable of the Mirror Breaker? To help us dig, to help us pitch an Emrakul if we draw it, because that's kind of the luck we have. Storm's Wrath is good against a lot of their creatures, but by the time we can cast it, they usually have already done the damage. So, alright, try it like that. Turn 2 Fable or turn 2 Blood Moon. We really want not that. Wow, look at that beautiful, beautiful hand. 0 lands. We have both hate pieces. Our combo, but the card we want with our combo. Alright, well, this is definitely keepable. We have the basic forest. And we have the mountain. I think we're going to play a Ragavan to start. Our opponent keeps 7, so... Alright, well this is one of our good matchups, quote unquote, because our opponent doesn't interact with our combo. Can we get a match win for a change? We have not had a lot of success with our new Lukka deck, Splashing Blood Moon. But this is the moment. This is the time for it to shine. Let's draw that Blood Moon right now and put him back a land. You know you can do it. Our opponent had a turn 1 Amulet of Vigor every single turn, but that is a Dismember, so they do have some interaction after all. They probably play 1 or 2 Dismembers in the sideboard. Alright, we will first of all Oath of Nissa. Try to see 3 Blood Moons. Mountains. Mountain and the wooded foothills. Okay. Not exactly what we wanted to see. So that was a pretty lame turn 2 for us, after what would have been a nice Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but we're piecing together our combo slowly. Will it be fast enough? Probably not. Our opponent will get a turn 3 Amulet of Vigor. See what else they have. Oh, ready to get 2 Amulet of Vigors. Gets the Grazer down and runs out the bounce land. Now they can play the Dryad next turn and get the Amulet, set themselves up for big turn probably. What do we want here? Another Oath of Nissa. Man, we put one on the bottom, drew another one. Not really what we wanted to see. Okay, well, for those of you who have not watched my this deck in action, you don't want to use the Lukka -3 to target the Goblin Shaman token, because it will most likely get the 1-drops in our deck. This goes for a creature of mana cost higher than what you sacrifice. Got their hate piece, and we're gonna, if sacrificing a 0 token gives us a 1-drop, more than likely. Could be an Emrakul. But right now we're not gonna be anywhere close to that anyway because of this Graph Digger's Cage again. So opponent's playing it smart. Rather than going for the Amulet in the Wind, they're going to shut us down since we're basically a one-trick pony. They've shut us down from that until we draw Force of Vigor. We are out of luck. What can we... Oh man, we're not getting... Again, we're just so... That's why we're pit. We have these lands, I guess. 1, 2. There's our Blood Moon. And there's a Beseju. That's good. So we do have an answer for the Graph Sticker's Cage right now. We'll go ahead and attack with this token. Yep. Play the Blood Moon. Turn off their shenanigans for now. Save the Beseju for that Graph Digger's Cage. And hope they don't have a Beseju of their own. Alright, so it's hate on hate. They found an answer for our strategy. We're starting to slow them down and have an answer for their hate. Do we get the Lukka in time? Force of Vigor would still be our best draw. Just go ahead and nerf some of the stuff now. Or Lukka. Force of Vigor or Lukka. We need another... one... So now we can give this haste and make another one. Then we're down... trying to think what we... This does take up our whole turn. But it does also punch through some damage. And gets us 2 more treasure tokens. So I think what we want to do here... Alright, what we want to do is use one of these treasure tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have a land to make. So we're going to use one of these treasure tokens to play Oath of Nissa to try to find our Lukka. Beseju, oh, there's the, okay, there's the Lukka. Alright, cooking with gas right now. Play the land. We can 1, 2, Beseju at end of turn. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we won't be able to attack with haste. Well, alright, well, that's what it is. That's our plan. Can our opponent win before we do that? Do they have another of the One Ring? Even if they do, we can make the... I mean, Annihilation is great. So what we really want is a land off the top. And for our opponent not to have an answer for this Blood Moon. There's a basic. Here comes the Dryad. Oh no, just an Explorer. Okay. They have up to 3 and they're out of forests, so they can't play the Dryad this turn. So that means we're in hopefully good shape. Now they're getting the forest. So then they can play the Dryad, make another land drop. If they don't have any more land drops. Nice. Alright, it all comes down to this. If we get a land off the top, I think we can win. If we don't get a land off the top, come on deck one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get us there with a land, please. Land off the top. Land off the top. You can do it, deck. One time. One time. Ugh. That's frustrating. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Maybe we should have waited and did the Oathiness at this turn. We would have had the mana probably, or we would have still had the same amount of mana. Okay, well, and we can't, unfortunately, we can't target the Goblin Shaman token, like I said. Now, the question is, how do we want to do this? We could go ahead and target this. They might have another Dismember, actually. And I'm pretty sure it counts as 3 mana. I don't remember, though, so we're going to go ahead and go to combat. And be safe. Because we know the Hierarch will get us the Emrakul. They have so many cards in hand. We really, I mean, that was the game. A land off the top, we win the game. I'm pretty sure because this Kiki should be considered a 3 mana spell. And I don't want to run it out, and I don't want to test it out right now. Let's see if they don't have the Dismember. All right, so now we just gotta survive a turn. Man, well, that's so frustrating so that we haven't won a lot of matches. We haven't even won a lot of games with this version of the deck, and here we're against a deck that we're uniquely positioned against, I would say. It's one of the best decks in the format, but what we bring to the table is uniquely positioned to defeat it. And we just needed to draw land, and we would have gotten there. But instead, it looks like we are going to have to hope that they can't combo off and kill us by getting rid of our Blood Moon, casting a Titan, casting and getting a lot of Valakuts. Here comes the Dryad, it looks like. No, just that 1 ring. Okay, so that's not the end of the world. Could be worse. The 1 ring does not stop Annihilation. So we will still, if they don't follow this up with something even worse, we'll still set them back a good amount. Either 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we'll set them back lands or combo pieces. Our opponent's taking longer than we are for a change. They're at under 6 minutes. And they Boseiju the Blood Moon, so they're going to be set up for next turn. So they think. Do they have anything else? Alright, now they're going to be in trouble. They got an Arboreal Grazer. Alright, good for them. I was about to say, if they're going for the Primeval Titan, even if they don't, alright, so they can make another land drop. What is it going to be? Man, they have so many permanents. There is a chance that this will make our opponent just another bounce. There's a chance this will keep our opponent from being able to pay for the pact without sacrificing some of these other things. But they're putting so many permanents on the battlefield. They can go 1, 2, and then a couple lands, and they'll be fine. What else do they have? Dryad, sure. Still don't have enough land drops to cast a Titan this turn, I don't think. And they're dead to the I mean, they can block, I guess, the Emrakul, but then that's one less permanent to sacrifice. They made the Mycosynth Gardens as their land drop off the Dryad. What a game, man. They have so many cards off this one ring, and we fought through it with, fought through their hate, assembled our combo, survived the turn that we could have won last turn, but we didn't have the right pieces, and now we are left annihilating, hopefully, most of their board. So we will, just to get the treasure tokens, attack with everybody, and then annihilate something. See what they sack. So they're gonna sack the Grazers and the One Ring. So this leaves them with enough mana to get a Titan, do their shenanigans, and maybe kill us. They're not going to risk blocking. It doesn't look like they don't need to. Their life total won't change. Yeah, they're going to have all the mana in the world. Run that guy out there. Run this guy out there. And hopefully we don't die. So our opponent has basically everything they want in their hand right now. They're all set up to go. They were able to put down enough permanents. They are, oh yeah, so now, okay, so they're going to pay for their pact. They're still going to be able to make a lot of land drops, though. So will they be able to kill us this turn? So they can get up to 6 mana again and do their shenanigans, but will it be enough to board wipe us or to put us to dead? I guess if they're going to make another Amulet of Vigor, it will. Yep, so now they're going to have 8 mana. You can just have 6 through this part and wait for blocks. Is it going to be enough? Will our opponent survive the Emrakul hit? Normally, Amulet Titan with this kind of setup can kill out of nowhere. Them tapping for 4 mana does slow them down a little bit. It might... I'm not sure what kind of shenanigans they're going to get up to, but it may stop them from being able to Valakut us out of it. And or... So they get a Valakut. And they're going to play another Dryad, so they get another land drop. Yeah, this might be enough, because if they do end up with a Valakut, another Dryad, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be dead at this point. Valakut, Bolt. They're going to have the mana to kill that, hit us for a bunch, and then still attack with the Primeval Titan. Man, what a close game. There's the Summoner's Pact. Let's see if they can manage it in time. They should be able to. I mean, they have 2 minutes. They just need to go get double Valakut, maybe. 1, 2. Yep. Go to attack. It's possible they don't. Double strike and haste. This is the Boros garrison. Yeah, so they get a double strike and haste. Put us up to 8. or put their Titan up to 8 and then 16 and then valid cut the rest of it, it looks like. But do they have the time? Should I scoop? Should I be the nice person and scoop, knowing that they win from this spot? Or do I want to do the janky win by making them win in time? And they're going to get us with valid cut anyway. I don't even need a scoop. They got there with 20 seconds left. Alright, I was going to scoop anyway just to be nice, but good games. Opponent got there with valid cut plus a cultivator colossus, so they didn't even need to end up going through attacks and searching up lands. So yeah, fun game, long match. We were one land away from winning. If we had top decked the land there instead of Fable, we would have gotten the victory, or it was a Ignoble Hierarch. We would have won that game and match. Sometimes that's all it takes. All right, for Johnny Cycles, for CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, CyclesGaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction / fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podkind. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.